Hello, good evening, and a very warm welcome to Rangers Radio.
Hello, good evening, welcome to Rangers Radio. Join myself, Oxford, on the show tonight is our James, Jim, and of course the one and only. I doff my hat, I bow to the Bridgeman. Evening, boys.
Evening, Ox. Evening, all the listeners out there.
Evening, Jim. Evening, Bridge.
Oh, good evening to yourself, Ox Chair, and the two techie boys in the background, and of course Jim, who's going to hopefully carry me through this. And can I say just a big shout out to all the Rangers fans listening in all over the world. Great victory last night. 3 points, magic, well done, everybody. Please, don't forget them. Don't forget the Rangers. Don't forget them. Good evening and welcome to Rangers Radio.
Yes. Yeah. Well, I said the piece last night, yeah. It was all about the result, Jim. And we got the result, yeah.
Aye, I think it's a massive 3 points for us, considering the way things have been going. And we kind of alluded to a bit earlier there. Where would we have been if we hadn't dropped these half points?
Here. I couldn't agree more, mate. You know, it's frustrating when you look back. You know, you're talking about just at Ibrox, Dundee United, and Falkirk, mate. 3 draws, turn them into victories like last night, and all of a sudden you're sitting 6 points further up the table. Aye, but what's gone's gone, mate. You can only look ahead, and it was all about getting the victory. And hopefully, we can get another one on Sunday and getting us right back in this, Bridgeman.
Absolutely, yeah. The position we're in is a lot better, and certainly as it looked for the last number of weeks. You know, it's been pretty dire. We're in the bottom 6, and I actually don't remember Rangers being in there, to be honest. But we were, and it's looking a lot better, and hopefully the manager can calm all the boys down and rumble them up when he needs to, and get them to do the work. A lot of them worked very, very hard last night. It was a tough game, not the nicest night, but we got out there and we got a victory. I'm very happy for them.
Aye, it's one of the nights, as I said, it was all about the result, mate. Yeah, listen, we'll start going through it again, Jim, but it's one of the nights, like Sunday, it's all about the result, and we have to get them. We're due to get them. We need to get them, and hopefully confidence grows. We get some players in, and our season starts improving, mate. Or have I been at the funny fags again, Jim?
No, 100%. I think the very important thing is that we need to hang in here to this January window. If we can get maybe 3 or 4, maybe I'm being a wee bit over to hang me wanting 3 or 4. But I think it's important that we hang in there on the 2 coattails, or even ahead of maybe one of them, until this transfer window. Then we'll see how it goes.
Mm-hmm. I think that's fair, mate. I think you're being realistic. We're no kidding anybody on where we are, Bridge. We ain't the finished article. We're no playing sulky soccer. We've got players that maybe some of us don't think are up to the mark or haven't shown enough as of now. I've got question marks if some of them will ever make it with us as first team regular starters. That's just the way I see it. But Bridge, you can't deny that under Danny Rowe, played 8 games, 6 victories, 2 draws, mate. It's no bad form.
I'm delighted for him, and of course all the players. But when you watch us, it doesn't look as if we're that type of successful team, but we are just surely in the statistics for wins and losses. So our manager has done very, very well. Although it's still got a long way to go, we know that. He's got some really, really tough games coming up. We had a tough one last night, and we'll have another tough one at the weekend. We're up to the league leaders now, so it's going to be slightly different, you know. But so we need to be able to be on our toes and do the business. And let's get some speed in our game. We need to get a lot faster in our game. We keep falling over, losing the ball, that kind of thing. We need that pace all the way to the cross ball or whatever we're going to do with it.
Yeah,
Come on, Rangers.
we'll start going through the game last night, Jimmer. I thought, if I'm honest, mate, I didn't think we started the game well. We were getting the ball away cheaply. Big Chimney at times was isolated up front. I said my piece about him last night. I'll let you maybe comment on him. And we weren't passing the ball well as a unit. We weren't getting forward. Hibs were arguably the better team. They had a couple of moments without being outstanding. Then they had one where Butland flapped. I'm sure we used to sit, Jim. I've got a funny feeling, I know, but Bridgman would definitely got a good view of that. And Big Sterling came in, done his job, cleared it off the line. Then we gets a goal, and arguably for the next 40, 45 minutes, the rest of the first half, and about a good half an hour, maybe more in the second half, we were okay without being outstanding, Jim, and should have maybe arguably made chances to get a second goal and take the pressure off, but we never. We went on, seeing it out quite comfortably, really, even though we were on nervous. It's a good 3 points. I'm not saying it's a good performance, but it was a good 3 points.
Aye, yeah. Start of the game, first 20 minutes, you were wondering where a goal was going to come from because there was just no penetration. Start the second half. Again, I don't know. I listened to that guy Greyman for Hibs say that Hibs were dominant and they were in control of the game. Hopefully, what I was seeing anyway, that they weren't in control of the game. Maybe they just in the first 15, 20 minutes. Aye, they might have had a lot of the ball, but they didn't look as if they were going to hurt us.
You mind Butland having a save to make, mate? I don't
think he did.
No.
But I was pretty impressed with the boy in Salah when he came on. There was what he actually done all right.
Well, considering he was sort of thrown under the bus for his Rangers career, mate, he must have been nervous. He's not played a lot of football, so credit where credit's due. Yeah, he made a wonderful pass, cross-field pass, mate, in the second half, mate, when obviously he was on the second half. Yeah, so fair play to him. And you also need to remember, he's only 21 himself. You know, look, there were some positives last night, Bridgman. Big Sterling back, getting minutes under his belt. He's an asset. I thought Connor Barron, who frustrates me with his creativity, but he was definitely, his energy and his passion and drive was arguably our man of the match. Fernandez, good goal. Defending wise, showed a lovely bit of skill in the second half. Don't know if I want my centre halves to be doing that. But I love Big Bagheera when he done that, Bridge. I know you.
Aye.
He based his game on you, Big Bagheera, you know.
Aye. Yeah. Well, you know, what can you say? I agree with you. I thought that, to be honest, I thought Hibs were pretty dominant in patches of the game. They actually managed to get about 6 or 7 shots in our goal that Butland managed to didn't save them, you know. So I think that I don't want to take anything away to end too much. Well, I don't like them, but I don't want to take anything away from them because they had a big part to play in that game last night, and they showed us up at moments. I mean, they were going through sometimes upwards of 20 passes on any move. You know, it's really good for them, and that breeds confidence and competence. Everything's there; they can do it, and it starts to show the difference between them and us. But we managed to grab the game off them. But we're not. We can't do the 20 passes through the midfield and up to the front and back through the midfield if necessary. We can't do that in the same way for some reason. Maybe we've not just reached that thing yet, but we can across the park in defence, which is very negative anyway. On Ciela, I thought that boy's been a great player and should have been in their squad a lot more than he has. He came out last night, and I've said all along now about him, he should be our left back. So you would have Ciela, and I think he's something like 6'1" or something like that. And you've got big Sterling, 6'1" as well, 6'2", I think he is. But there you go. You've got two big fullbacks who are not afraid to head the ball and can play a bit of football. And if you let something like that to happen, that gives them extra support or additional support from a defensive perspective, supporting about the centre backs. We need the centre backs to, shall we say, calm down a bit, get on the ball, use the goalkeeper, and don't. What I see with them sometimes, we pass the ball to the keeper and just stand still. You got to make a space for the keeper to give you back. But that team had pace, and a lot of pace that we didn't have until the gas man just came on, and is it Ashgard or something like that? Ashgard, sorry. I thought he played well when he came on. I don't have any problems with most of the team, really, but I think we Gazman should be getting a lot more service, better service. We give the ball away too much. Terrible passes, bad direction in them, and they go to the park. Just nonsense. But overall, I'm delighted with it. Delighted with it. It was a 1-0, a Bridgeman, as they say.
Bridgeman, yeah.
Very happy.
Listen, Jim, I don't want to overly criticise the team, but we've got a team with they like good passers of the ball.
I think it's something that's missing for Connor Barron's game is that final ball, I think.
He gets into positions, mate, and he just, it's as if he takes a nosebleed, you know, and to get to the next level for Connor, he's got to build that into his game, because you're playing in that position, mate. You're getting to the edge of the opposition box on regular basis, and you've got to be able to find that pass, you've got to have that shot, or you've got to have that cross to put in that makes things happen, mate. You know, he's got to add that to his game. If he doesn't, he'll just be a boy that works hard, you know. And you think back, he wasn't big in stature. Two guys, Tommy McLean, Alan McDonald, different positions, I know, Tommy, but there was things that they were really good at. Alan McDonald, scoring big goals, making runs into the box, gets to put the park, competes, similar to Connor. Don't say Connor's at the same level. Tommy McLean, a tremendous crosser of the ball, wasn't big in stature, done what he's good at. But they all made things happen. Connor just has to bring that to his game if he wants to move to the next level. Am I being fair, Jim, or I've been overcritical? I don't know what you think.
I think you've been fair in what you're saying what you're seeing. You're saying your eyes don't tell lies. Just felt last night at times again that we had a chance to really hurt them and take the wrong pass as usual.
I think what summed that up was the very last minute. I don't know if he's picked that up, Bridge. That young Gassama broke through and he had a pass to Asgard and had to take the heat of the game, and Asgard was in a decent position to maybe score, maybe make something happen, at least put the ball behind the goal or back to their goalie. I mean, whenever we gave it away, within 30 seconds we gave a corner away and we were defending when they threw up the goalkeeper. You know, your decision making just got to be that bit better, yeah?
I think there's a lot. Sorry, pal, sorry.
No, carry on, mate.
No, I was going to say, I think the lack of, they kind of hold their concentration. And it's sometimes something that the manager's got to get that sorted through the coaches. They need to be able to hold their concentration when they're on the ball, particularly if you're in an attacking phase, because our teams we play against will defend in numbers, and they will advance towards you as you're going in, and you can only get 2 touches of the ball, not 3 or 4. If you get 2 touches of the ball, the second one must be a pass or a shot or a cross. You know what I mean? That's what's got to happen. Not the third one. The third one, you run into them. And the fourth one, if you get a fourth one, you're going to get tackled and probably brought down or whatever, and the referee will not give you the free kick, and you've lost possession. And as you said, before you know it, within a fraction of a second, the ball's up the park, and they've got good runners against us. And if you find your right back's probably up myself, no, he's not there anymore. So there's a huge gap up there, lots of space for them to run into. No, it puts massive pressure on the team. So I've always said this for quite a wee while. I think we need to start coaching that they must hold possession as much as possible. Even if you're running forward and you need to stop and come back, then it has to happen. You're the one that's going to have to be confident enough to do that. Because you make your decision. If you make a decision and move forward with the ball, and you end up with two men running about you, 3 men running about you, all taking pot shots at you, and eventually the ball dribbles out back to one of their players. That's no good. That really and truly is no good. You might have done some smashing stuff to get the ball and get up there, but you can't just go in there and have no plan. You've got to be able to know where your players are and find them, and that's what we can't do.
It's a team game, Jim. Yeah, and you've got to do what's right for the teammate. You've got to be aware of what's happening around about you. You've got to be aware of the time. You've got to be aware of the results. All basics, mate. Listen, if you were playing in a pub team and you were winning 1-0 and you gave the ball away cheaply and you lost a goal, your mates would shit at you, wouldn't they? No, never mind professional football.
It wouldn't hard to do a fit team.
Well, I don't know. I've seen some of the videos, but carry on, mate.
You're 100% right. It got kind of nervy and out of where they doing it near the end of it. Again, I was a bit puzzled when he brought the captain on because he's kind of looked out of sorts, and I don't think he looked too well, to be honest with you. I think he might be part of one of a group or two. It's been had this bug and whatever thinking about. I thought it was a bit strange when they brought him on because 3 or 4 times it kind of broke down and they kind of put us under a wee bit of pressure. Again, it's not his fault. I don't think there really was a need for it to bring him on. And where he played him, I don't think there was a need.
I think that Aarons and Sterling haven't played a lot of football. Mikey Moore's coming back from injury. Young Curtis has hardly played, mate. So guys that were blown out their backside, mate, as they run about the hour mark. So I think there was sense of bringing Tav on because of that. But I thought his performance was, I'm going to try and be polite. I've liked Tav over the years, but I didn't think he did. Let's just say he was a substitute that couldn't get into the game. There you go. I'll leave it at that, Bridge. I'm being polite.
Yeah, it's nice he's saying that because
that was. I'm always polite,
I know, but it was quite obvious that was happening to him. He just wasn't in the game at all. Even when I think he took a corner and it just went to nobody, and the ball I think went out for a goal kick out at the far post, the corner flag. It's just rubbish that he's doing. Just rubbish. He's back to this thing about concentration. He is not holding his concentration. It's just not there. Why? God knows. Why? Maybe other things on his mind. But when you're playing football and you're up against Hibs are not a stupid team. They are not a stupid team. They're hard and fast. And you look at the number of fouls they'll put in against Rangers, and we Rangers don't get any decisions. I think it was running through. One of our players anyway running through, and three different Hibs players took him, tried to pull him down. 3 before we got a free kick. I think they booked one of them, but that's just terrible decisions. All these things go against you when you're not playing right. It just so happens. So as far as I'm concerned, Tavernier needs to.
If you witnessed some of the fouls last night, and if you think back a couple of seasons when Lundstrom got sent off at Easter Road, there was similarities at times. Similarities.
Yeah, it's completely imbalanced. The balance of decision making for or against Rangers is just the other way. It's just mental. You watched some of that stuff last night, and the old adage that Mount Vernon, he used to say the best thing they can do for them or themselves is don't give a decision to the Rangers, and that was it. So if it's a 6-1, it's just he's a decision, for God's sake. He's a decision. Now sometimes we get decisions given against us, and admittedly, I dare say some of us just say that wasn't a foul, but probably the truth is it was a foul. So they sometimes get decisions against us, but not decisions. It's the negative decisions are the ones they won't give us. They won't give us the decision, and it's 100% the foul. 100%. I watched it last night again and again. Foul, pull the guy back, rapid, put the arm round the neck, pull them back. No booking. Sorry, I'm shouting there. Apologies.
There's only, oh, I know, you shouldn't be allowed to talk about referees. Why don't we do ref watch then? Why don't we do ref watch? We've got I was going to say a pro referee, but the pros the kids. Yeah, we've got a referee on the callways. You know, look, we won the game last night. And there was a couple of VAR calls, and there was, you know, obviously teams are using it now. The game's changed. 4 bookings, midfield, then take them off, mate. It's so obvious to me, mate. You know, the pullbacks and the so-called professional foul, you know. It became a tactic in football, particularly in Scotland, Jim.
Aye. I think we've been on the wrong end of a few decisions. I thought last night he let a lot go. Ones that was right in front of him, they were calculated, they were probably cautions. And I think about 3 or 4 times, he didn't even actually go and talk to them after we actually got the advantage. He pulled the boy Moore back, and he was probably through on goal. Instead of letting it go and then cautioning the guy. But it was 100. Oh, no, I had to stop it on that carry on. I thought he was atrocious again last night.
I don't disagree with you, mate. I don't disagree with you. I think the VAR calls got all the calls right. You know, the Gasman, I can't blame him for the offside. That was a fraction with that run. I don't know what you think of it. I thought that was my 2 best bits of football last night. Ultimately, apart from the goal, was the Diamondi, who's not a great passer of the ball neither. His pass to the Gasman for that goal, and then Gasman's pass to Diamondi. I thought that was actually my 2 best bits of football last night. But I think the VAR decisions were all right last night. I think that, you know, maybe Big DeGigas could have been a penalty kick. But maybe if it had happened in other box, what would I have been thinking? I'm not 100% sure. Bridgeman?
Yeah, as I was saying earlier, and Jim just mentioned it as well, Don Robertson's got a record against us, and one of them is he won't give it. It's better not to give Rangers a free kick or a decision of any kind. So they don't do it, and they tell the players to shut up and away you go. All that nonsense, you know. And you saw it a number of times last night. I would imagine there was more than 10, maybe a dozen times that the players should have been booked. Terrible, absolutely terrible. You know, it's professional fouls. It's taking the man out, not taking the ball, not going in. It's a bad tackle. It's a shocking tackle because he's not even going for the ball. They're all just trying to take the man out, and they do it one after another. Different men, of course, one after another. And we've seen a lot for years. We've seen that happening to Rangers. Some they might get booked. It's only 1 out of 3 is going to get booked, isn't it? So they just keep doing it. They get away with murder. The Rangers don't get in, really.
Oh, well, mate, listen, I think the ref was bad in these situations. The calls with VAR, mate, I think that they were right, Jim. The penalty one, it could have been Ian. I don't think he helped his cause with the theatrics, if I'm honest. I don't know what your professional view is.
I thought he actually caught him. I actually watched the BBC highlights, and he was, I don't know, he's no touched him. There was contact, but I don't think he helped himself the way he's getting done. But again, on his defence, he's a big boy. He's going to look as if he's...
Aye, he's doing it in instalments.
Aye.
I knew a few lasses like that, but carry on.
No. Aye, but we won. That's the main thing.
Aye. Listen, it was a good goal. We got better as the game went on. A wee bit nervy at the end because you don't get the second goal. But ultimately, a good 3 points. Right, Bridgeman, who was your man of the match?
Oh, well, I have to say it was a young Connor Barron. I'm not saying he was an absolute star, but I thought he was the most effective Rangers player. You know, I like my centre halves as well, but I don't think they were 100% form last night. But later on, a subby came on, that Ciala, and I thought he had a tremendous game for us. And that was nice to see Big Sterling back. Nice to see that. So that's why I went for young Connor Barn.
Your good self, Jim?
I'll go with the big man. I'll go with Connor Barron in the field. There wasn't anybody else who kind of stuck out.
Right.
Again, see on the Sterling thing, I thought Sterling looked a bit shaky first half of there in that position. I don't know if it's maybe because he's just back and whatever else. I thought he kind of struggled.
I thought he'd get better as the game went on. I think there was a couple of ropey passes at the start, mate. And then he started finding his sea legs, if that makes sense, Jim.
Aye.
You know, listen, his pacing power is always going to be an asset. I don't know. I still think he's better as in the defensive mid, mate. I've got to be honest with you. I really do. And the times we've watched him, yeah, I thought he's brought me into the team playing in there. But at the moment, we're struggling in defence. We're struggling all over the pitch. You know, and we're not happy with our team, and everybody thinks Hibs are brilliant. We've beat them 3 times this season.
I've just scored a goal against us.
I know, and we know we're not great. You know, so we were where we are. But listen, good 3 points. Let's hope it can be a springboard for Sunday Bridge, yeah?
Oh yes. This is what, to me, that's what it's all about. Is, you know, you're playing and some individuals are starting to pick up on what they should be form wise, and others are slightly behind. And it's all about bringing them up. And when you bring them up, you bring up the confidence, the performance. And when you see someone having a really good performance, like young Connor Barn, he should be really proud of himself with the last 2 performances. He's done very, very well, even though he's been taken off, but he's ran himself into the ground. I think he deserves, you know, as much as possible, whatever the manager can do for him. That's what I say. But we're not stupid, you know. There's other players still to come up to that level. I thought the young lad in Ciala came on last night and showed what a good player he's got. He's got some qualities and very confident in his game. And when you get someone that can do that, there's other players in the team and in the squad that should be able to do the same thing and just mould into it all. About Mikey Moore, I think, well, you know, I think if he leaves at any time between now and the summer, we could be in a lot of trouble because he's got a lot of skills. He's a big positive for us at the moment. I would say that, and I can't wait to see him getting on for the start again and get him doing the business for a whole game. I think he's a smashing player. Oh, it just looks like some of the guys we've got in the squad, they're not up to 90 minutes yet, you know. And when I mean 90 minutes of top drawer football, they're not there yet.
And for
we need
different
to get them there.
reasons, Bridge. For different reasons. I mean,
Oh, of course.
Sterling's coming back for an injury.
Yep.
Obviously, Mikey Moore's coming back for an injury. Gasman looks as if he's got the cycle shorts on. That's never a good sign for a fast player. So you're protecting him. He talked about Raskin getting protected last night. Tav's not in it. He's played too much football. Connor Barron's got to come off because he's played all football. The young boy in Salas come on. He's not played a game all season, you know, and so he's no match fit. But everybody's got different reasons how they're no match fit, Jim, if that makes sense.
Of course it does, yeah.
Aye.
Oh, sorry.
Aye. And there's also a few missing at all the injuries. I'll tell you one thing. I hope we all see fit for Saturday, for Sunday. Because Biggie, well, anyway, people think he did a good game last night or no, but it's still no there for the big boy, in it though, and it doesn't even look as if it's going to be there for him.
I'm going to take the Fifth Amendment last night. I said my point on it last night, mate. I don't see it. You know, because you have a couple of touches, mate, there's meant to be a number 9 in that. I don't see it.
I thought he done too much work outside the box, then didn't he get inside it? That was my take on him a few times in the second half when they kind of broke on him. He was the kind of link, but didn't he then be that link in the box, if you know what I mean? I thought he was terrible for getting in the box when he was needed. I think that's one of the positions that does need to be to be sorted in the January window, didn't it? Because I'll tell you another one, Danilo or not, I wouldn't care if I never seen him playing again for us.
The thing about Danilo, he's got assets in his game, but I don't know what his position is, mate. I think he's part of a two playing through the middle, mate, as centre forward. And that's no for us, this new. And when you play him anywhere else, he's just non-existent, you know. But I don't know how long he's got left his contract. I think he's got another year, mate. You know, but watch this space. But it'll be interesting to see people's views on some of the players last night, what they're thinking. This could run domestically. You know, we're being honest here. Let's get the phone lines opened. Get yourself a mute, lads, and let's hear from you.
Why don't you give us a call on 0141 356 1972? It's your show, it's your platform. Let's hear from you.
Is Sunday make a break? Is Sunday if we get a victory? Is the league on? Am I being silly, Jim?
No, but again, I'm taking a draw now, but I want to see Rangers winning. But as long as we don't get beat, I've heard a few on the radio stations tonight and all saying that if Rangers get beat, that's it, finish for them. Well, what are we now behind them? 9 points behind them now.
Aye.
Well,
We're game in hand. We're game in hand.
yeah, well, a game in hand, so you're basically 9. So let's see where we go. I think as long as we don't get beat, that's where I'm at anyway. Again, I want to win, but as long as we don't get beat.
Yes. Bridgeman?
Oops, have I missed something?
Carry on.
Okay, sorry. I thought I'd heard you saying something there. I missed it all. I think when we look at what players, are we talking about what players should be doing, or are we talking about Sunday's game or Saturday's game, whatever? I think I'm keep missing out here.
Sorry about that. I had a wee technical issue. What's your take
Okay.
on it, mate? Big game on Sunday, yeah?
Oh yes, 100%. But hey, this from a season perspective, well, we know that our biggest games are normally against them across the city, but it's the league leaders and they're on form. There's no doubt about it. They're on form, and we need to be.
Are they on form, Bridge? Have you looked at the
Well, they're
last
on form. They're
7
sitting top of the league. I'm
Have
not
you
saying they're
looked
playing the best football in the whole world, but they're top of the league, and we need to. How are we going to beat them? Well, we need to be going into Tynecastle and saying you give them the respect that they're due because of the position they are in the league, but we should no fears of them, no fears at all. But the fact that the fans are feared, the fans will have a fear on it because they're good. They're a good team. But they don't win and win well every game. But my goodness gracious, if Rangers can go there and take 3 points, you'll see a big jump in the fans back in again. They all want to see this. They want to see Rangers coming back. Absolutely. And that's what we need to do. We need to be able to play football against them. Sorry?
Here's one for you, Bridge. We won on Sunday, right? Yeah. I accept it's an if. If we win on Sunday, that'll be 23 points out of 27 since Darry Rowe come in and Hearts will have took 13.
That's a tremendous record Danny Rowe's got from a points perspective. It's just tremendous winning these games.
Did you
And
realise
by the
that?
way, sorry,
Did you
if you
realise
just go
that?
back, did I realise it?
No, aye.
Yeah, I thought. Well, I said it at the start of the show that we're winning. Or before the show, maybe
What
we
I'm
said it.
saying is, we'll have took, if we can win on Sunday, that'll mean in 9 games we'll pull 10 points back in Hearts, and people are saying they're the form team, Jim.
Well, I don't think the form table shows it. The form team, they went through a right wee rocky part there and only got themselves back on the wagon again when they turned the market's there. Then again, they beat Falkirk at the weekend there, so it's going to be interesting. I don't think they're unbeatable. Still after them, they'll come and have a go at you, but I think if he gets his pressing game right and whatever else, man, I think we'll give them a wee run for their money.
Yeah, interesting. I didn't realise that myself, mate. Obviously, you see it in the table, but if we can win, mate, that'll be 23 points and they'll have took 13. We'll have pulled 10 points back on them since Danny Rowe came in, Bridge. Remarkable, huh?
I think the points pulled back on the two of them has been remarkable, and I don't know if the guy's getting the credit for its due. I mean, obviously, they were all milking their cellar, obviously, because Martin O'Neill went in there and steadied the ship at Celtic and was awarded manager of the month and whatever else, blah, blah, blah. But I think Danny Rowe's been a wee bit overlooked. Again, maybe not a bad thing, because he's quietly gone about his work.
Rich?
Yeah. I think Jim talks a lot of truth there, to be honest. I'm slightly different in a lot of things. I just think that Hearts, although their last few games haven't been momentous things, but they have went out and won games, particularly over the other side of the city. They've won, so that's real good going, and they've got a bit of form in their team. And I mean, we know some of their players because they used to play for us, so we know how good they can be. We just can't allow them to be that good against us. Or we've got to be a lot better than they, even at their best. So we need to be able to do that. And there's big test for us this coming weekend. Big test, Yorkshire. You don't get it much bigger than this insofar as our everybody should realise, and all the players as well, should all realise just what it means to Rangers now. But we've been stuttering. Even when we're winning, it's a kind of stutter. But yeah, if we get 3 points from Hearts next weekend or this weekend coming, that'd be like it's like I don't know, it's like a miracle, because all the fans have been down, and we've been down on the manager, the previous managers, and the players, and all the rest of them. We're giving them a lot of verbal. Now if we can see this and everybody's playing, let's get it done, and get out there and win. And if we get out there and win, and Saturday, Sunday, whatever it is, then quid's in. There's no players are going to get a better chance to find themselves doing well in this league, and the team they're playing for winning games, consistently winning games, and we're then be closer to the top of the league by a number of points. So it's just a massive opportunity for us, and it'll do the whole club no just brilliant. And they harm to anybody in the club if we do that. Superb.
But maybe we'll be sitting if we get, and it's if, Jim, and we're digressing on to Sunday, mate. But if we win on Sunday, we'll be sitting 6 points behind with a game in hand. They're away to Hibs the next game, and we play home to Motherwell, mate. Yeah. Now, you've got to win your home games. That's became apparent. That's where we've let ourselves down. That's where our form's been poor in the last calendar year. Ibrox. Yeah, and it has been toxic at times, and it's not been great. And maybe if we can get a result on Sunday, the momentum will change with the support as well, Jim, and we can just get a lift, and we can start getting behind the team and do our job as fans.
I think the away form has been superb. When you look at the amount of goals they scored, I heard it pinpointed last night again that in these games at Ibrox, over the last 2 or 3 games, and maybe more, that we've only scored 2 goals. The away form, I think we're banged about 8 or something. Am I right?
Listen, the last 3 games at Ibrox, mate, have been Livingston, Falkirk, and Hibs in the league, yeah. So we've scored 3 goals, mate. And the last away games have been obviously Kilmarnock, Dundee United, and Dundee. Am I right when I say that?
Aye.
So 8 away from home, yeah. With 2 conceded, yeah.
That's a good record, by the way.
Right?
Yeah, that's a good record. And
Again, Hearts, Sorry, on you go. Sorry, Bridge.
No, carry on. No problems.
No, on you
carry
go.
on.
No. Sorry, come out of the tap here.
please,
Sorry,
just,
mate. On you go.
you're on stage. No, it's your stage. Go for it, pal.
No. I hark back to the game at Ibrox against Hearts. They're probably going to get a lot of confidence because they beat us 2-0. But I've said it on here many times. I felt that game that we could have been 3-1 up before we went 2-0 down. But the things that tried to go against us that day, their goals, the goals we get chopped off, and whatever else, we should never have been in that position to go 2-0 down.
No, you're right, mate. You're right. But aye, so listen, come and join us. Give your thoughts. 0141 356 1972. And the question we're asking you is a title race on, remarkably, for where we were. But going back to last night's game, we didn't create as much as I was like at Ibrox. I accept that at times in the first half I could see what we were trying to do. You've got Homan and Aarons as sort of wing backs pushing up and help coming in to make it sort of becomes a sort of 3-4-3 at times. Yeah, if that makes sense. 3-4-3. But I just think, particularly when Barron or even when Raskin come on and they're going back and they get the ball off the centre halves and they're there and then you don't have the bodies in the middle of the park, mate. And it's a flaw, I think, when your defenders come back and keep getting the ball. Your midfielders keep getting the ball, because why? Unless they need to come back to help out, why, when you're in possession, why do they have to come back and get it? I don't understand it. If there's space, the defenders go into the space, then pass it, and everybody moves further up the park. And I think that's partly why we're not creating, because we have the ball too often in the centre half's position, Jim.
Connor Barron's been very angry in that in the last couple of games, and I felt last night at times I've got a lot of joy on that break in the middle of that park, because I felt there was a big massive hole in there. Again, caused by the reason why you're saying that the centre midfielders dropping back to take the ball off between the two centre halves. No need for it.
No, there's a time where you maybe go and have to help out. That's part of football. You need to smell that danger.
Aye.
But there's other times if you're just knocking the ball about, you've got to be in your position, because how can you join in as a midfielder with the forwards if you're right next to the centre halves? It just can't happen.
It sounds quite serious what you're saying there, Rock. Sorry.
Carry on.
I've just lost the train there now.
No, but you're saying about centre halves.
Aye. Look, we're playing a flat four at the back, and we've got what I saw, particularly in the second half. We've got four. That would be my defence. We've got four people in defence that can actually play football, but the centre half part is a wee bit weak. They are a bit weak. We can see it. Their concentration isn't up. But when they see Sterling going in for tackles, when they see Enciela actually pulling the ball down, lovely left peg, making passes, it gives them a bit of confidence as a centre half as well, centre half pairing, because they don't really need to worry about who's going to run down the wide, because you get two fullbacks there that'll go and get the ball, and that's what we need. We need that kind of confidence. We need a bit more confidence from the goalkeeper through the centre halves. The goalkeeper isn't instilling a great deal of confidence. I know he's brought off some smashing saves, but from a defensive perspective, he doesn't seem to be coming when defence expects him to come, or they maybe stay back to allow him to come, and it's not happening. These kind of things need to be all dressed out and sorted out. But you mentioned the midfield. You can see one of the problems we've got in midfield. There is no continuity. So if Connor Barron comes back and he picks the ball up, then who's he going to give the ball to? He's looking for midfielders that can play football, because there's no good trying to just punt it up the park. He's going to come straight back down again invariably. So you're looking for midfielders that can play the ball, hold the ball, and earn their position, and be able to play football and bravely beat a man when they come in. Now, I know it's difficult because some of the players are coming in with 2 feet, or they're coming straight in, body checking you and killing the flow of the game. So these things will happen. We need to be able to get up and around that, but we also need to have the skills to dummy these people and all the good things that midfielders could do in the past and be confident to do it. And we need that confidence back in the team. Once you get some confidence back in the team from a midfield perspective, then you can see some of the moves we'll make. Some of the moves we've made have been great until it got to the edge of the box. Then we don't know what we're doing. And everybody's shouting, have a shot, have a shot. Well, they're no good at having a shot sometimes because there's 6 men, 7 men in front of you. You're not going to get through 6 or 7. If you're lucky, you might get through once, but you're not going to get there generally. So you need to be able to pass the ball, make smart passes, good passes, to widen them, to get them, draw them out and widen them. But we must be able to play football. We must be able to take the man on and get to the byline cross. If we're not doing that, then what are we doing? What are we doing? That's the things I would ask. What are we doing and why? We need to be able to do these things. That's what Rangers' reputation has been built on. If somebody getting down the wing and crossing the ball, brilliant. We took a couple of seasons ago, you had Tav running in and smashing the ball from 30 yards, 25 yards, and it was going in like, I'm not saying they scored every time, but the ball's travelling well. You ask Tav to do a shot now, wow, you would look at it goes anywhere. No, we need to be able to do these things. Sorry?
It felt like he scored every week, but didn't it?
Oh, yes, I'm saying it. Only a couple of seasons ago, he was doing it.
But
Now we've got a centre half who scored, I think, 2 goals this season. And I bet he's no far for the top scorer.
Well, I think he scored triple the goals that my big centre forward scored. There you go, Jim.
There you go. Wow.
Never.
Jim?
Aye, you're right.
Aye, but listen, we have to take confidence for that last night, I'm going to say something else to you, maybe just my take on it. The manager's sign was really cool, as if he's got a plan and he knows what's happening. Or am I reading too much into it again, Jim? Have I been at the cigarettes again, Jim?
Yeah, he does seem to be the kind of calm type when he's pressers and everything after the game, as if he does kind of know what he's doing. He's not getting anything seems to be upsetting him. Well, he's not showing it to us anyway. It's not a bad thing.
Ridgeman?
He's no fear to change things either. He's no fear to change things, and that's a good thing.
No, I mean, he made substitutes last night for different reasons. And for different, people coming back for injury, as I said, he's got to chop and change. There's a lot of football being played in B Pride in a short space of time, so he's always having to think as a manager. In an ideal world, I think he takes up another maybe 2 or 3 players, but you can only put 5 on, Bridge.
Yeah, you're right. But I think he's getting a wee bit smarter in his choices, I have to say. I thought that boy Ashgard, when he came on, I thought he had a really fine game for the Rangers last night. Obviously, we still, to a man, we still haven't managed to, shall we say, learn that these teams, when they come to Ibrox, they go and the packs of 3 when they're against you. So if you can play football, you'll probably find there's going to be 3 players up against you, and they'll body check you, they'll boot you, all the rest of the things because they're only going to get you're only ever going to get given a free kick. That's all, and that's all they will give you. So they know they're on a winner. They can do anything they want, or they think they can do anything they want to Rangers players. And I think that guy Ashgard's 6'2" or something like that. He's a big fella, and he started putting himself about a wee bit last night on the pitch, and made a difference. Made a big difference, and probably for his own good, he's made a big difference. So we need to see how if we find whatever starting point we've got, where did he start last night? Did he go on the right or the left? I looked at and saw he was on the right. I don't mean the right wing. I mean in the midfield there, and I think that's a big difference. So if he can do these things, and the manager sees him training and doing the same thing, then we could find out he's not the biggest attacking midfielder, but he might be a really good midfielder to have in your team. That's what I mean.
Listen, we've not got the blend, we've not got the personnel, we've not got the shape, but we keep winning football matches in the moment, Chip.
Aye, football's an easy game, as we've been saying for weeks. Nah, just let's keep plugging away to see where we get to the January window. As I said earlier on there, that to me, this is going to be massive. If we can keep on their coattails till this January window, then we'll see what happens. But see on that, see things kind of don't go the way we're thinking over the next few weeks. Do you think the board will be a wee bit restrained on giving them a lot of money?
I think the plan will be made, mate. I think they've sat down and they've got a plan, mate. That's what it looks like for me, looking in the tent for the outside, mate. I think he's done. We've started hearing strong rumours about certain personnel leaving the club for different reasons. So we'll watch this space, mate. It's going to be interesting, and hopefully, we get the recruitment right this time, Jim.
Aye. Well, here's hoping. But it'll be interesting to see if, again, it's going to be down to Purdy and his boy, innit? If they're still in the building. Because if it's not going to be them, then why are they still there if it's not going to be them?
I know. Aye. It seems bizarre that they're still there, mate, considering the connections with the guy who, what a mess you left behind them. What a mess. You know, but it's done now, mate. We've got to look forward to.
Absolutely. We need to look forward. And oh, sorry, Jim, I've interrupted you. Apologies, pal.
On you go, Jim.
I think maybe they two get out the door. It's maybe put a bit of pressure on these other two that they'll need. They've never been told. You two need to step up here. Well, I'd like to think that's what's happening if they're still in the building.
I think it's strange, mate. I don't think they'll be there long term, mate. I think there's all sorts of plans afoot, mate. I think they realised what they've done, and you can't get rid of everybody at once, mate. You have to have a plan. I think it looks to me as maybe they've got a plan, but I might be just shooting at the moon, mate. Even if you've got a plan, Bridgeman, you have to get it right. Bridge?
Oh, sorry, Pat. I thought you were still talking to Jim there. Apologies.
Listen, I've had a long day. You two need to up your game because I can't take any more. Right?
I love
you
it.
Bridgeman and your Jim. Bridgeman.
Oh, goodness, lost my train of thought again. What were we talking about then? Sorry.
I think it looks as if they've got a plan. It looks as if they've got a plan.
Aye. I was picking up on that. Well, hopefully, look, we've only got 2 or 3 weeks until the new year. Less than that, less than 3 weeks to the new year. So they must have a plan. We can't be like we did maybe the last 2 seasons at the new year, going in and but sometimes not being able to buy players until shall we say the end of January. We're looking for the book to be out, whatever it be. However, they must have players in mind they're going to buy, and not wait until someone else's plan is to sell somebody. We need to be in there ready to do the business and just get there. That's what I feel we should be able to do. We should be able to plan, and if it means you need to go and talk to other clubs, then if that's no breaking the rules, then go and do it. Show your interest, however you want to do it, and come to whatever agreement. And then Saturday, the first of the month, just sign it and be done. And that's it gone. Get it out the window. As far as I'm concerned, we need to be doing these things. We can't be sitting here happening 15th or 16th of January, still no sign them day.
I think the problem is, mate, you're right, in a perfect world, and the guy says he's going to sign, these agents says, just wait. we'll wait and see. We'll wear it out there that you've got that contract, and we'll maybe see if we can get you $5,000 for this mob, and if anybody else comes in for a higher league, you might get $10,000 a week. And I'm talking a week here, Jim. It's £500,000 a year, and that's the reality of football. So the agents will tell them to wait. You know, the game's changed, Jim.
Well, it's changed all right. But the power's on the player now. The contracts are no worth the paper they're written.
No, you know. But so that's I get it, Bridge. We would like 3 bodies in the door the stroke of midnight and get into the New Year's Day, mate, as soon as we can. I think
Absolutely.
that's possible.
Well, I don't know. Obviously, I'm not looking at the books. Jim, sorry, I've done it again. Sorry.
No, Bridge, carry on.
Well, as far as I can see, and what I want to see is that we don't want to be stuck with no new players. This isn't the summer transfer window open. This is the winter one, and it's open, and we're still playing football all the way through it. So we want players to be in immediately after it. If we can go and buy players and we have the money to do it, then let's go and do it. Plan it all out so we know what we're going to do. If the plan fails, sometimes it fails. That's all there is to it. We can't do anything about that. But we must be able to say that we've got new players coming in by the second day. And they must be up and running. We must be planning to play players that are fit.
But I don't think with agents, Bridge, I think you'll really
Difficult,
be
isn't it?
surprised. They'll wait, tell the guy to wait.
Yeah.
It could be X, Y, and Z coming. You've got this contract here. Yeah, wait, I'll get you there, because that's their game. That's how they work. These people they negotiate for a living are devious, Bridge.
But if we've got agents or they've got agents, they must be able to. I don't know how the agents work, to be honest. It seems, based on what you're describing, they're all devious people, you know.
They're trying to get the best. They're trying to get the best for who they represent.
Absolutely, yeah, absolutely. I understand that. We, on the other hand, as a management, because we're wanting to go with customers, we want to go and buy these players, then we should be planning how we're going to do that and what it's going to take.
You've not got the power unless you're going to offer crazy money, Jim, innit? Jim. Oh.
Aye, still here. Aye.
I'm only going to say this once more. You two are winding me up now. This is getting silly. Right.
Anybody there?
Aye, carry on.
Right, nah, that's the power's in the agent and the player nowadays. Clubs are just getting held to ransom. And
At all levels, mate. At all levels.
Big time. Aye.
Right, I'm looking forward to the tune because I don't need to deal with you two for 5 minutes, yeah?
Over.
Roger.
Roger Hunt.
Roger. Right, we're getting near the tune. So we sort of agreed that Conor Barron is maybe our man of the match for effort. And I thought that Mikey Moore showed glimpses that he's improved since the start of the season, Jimmy.
Aye, I've been really impressed with the boy Moore. He could be the one that could maybe unhinge a few teams. He's direct running and hopefully getting the right person at the top end of the park could maybe help. I think him and the Offie could be a good wee thing. You know, as I'm saying, I hope the Offie's back for Sunday.
Okay. All right, gentlemen, you'll be glad to know this. Get yourselves in mute because we're going to have a tune.
There's a pub in Green Street where all good proddies you will meet. So come down here and together we'll have a jar. A welcome welcome there you will receive, so good that you won't want to leave. A fine wee pub is Saltcoats Mermaid Bar. You'll hear the sash, and Derry's walls, just like in your own wee orange halls. The banter here you will enjoy, as long as you're a proddy boy. A good time in the Mermaid is had by one and all. We all support the Queen and Crown. The prices here are the best in town, and the bar staff, they are one terrific crew. Everyone laughing, full of cheer. It's one tremendous atmosphere, singing to support the red, white and blue. You'll hear the sash, and Derry's walls, just like in your own wee orange halls. The banter here you will enjoy, as long as you're a proddy boy. A good time in the Mermaid is had by one and all. It's nice to come to the Mermaid Bar when Rangers are playing at Ibrox Park. You'll forget your worries and all your cares, singing songs against the Thames before you watch the Rangers win. For everyone here supports the Teddy Bears. You'll hear the sash, and Derry's walls, just like in your own wee orange halls. The banter here you will enjoy, as long as you're a proddy boy. A good time in the Mermaid is had by one and all. If you are up from Belfast town, Tyrone, Fermanagh or County Down, Armagh, Antrim or London, Derry shores, the Mermaid is the place for you, so come and have a drink or two. Next time in Saltcoats you'll want to come back for more. You'll hear the sash, and Derry's walls, just like in your own wee orange halls. The banter here you will enjoy, as long as you're a proddy boy. A good time in the Mermaid is had by one and all. You'll hear the sash, and Derry's walls, just like in your own wee orange halls. The banter here you will enjoy, as long as you're a proddy boy. A good time in the Mermaid is had by one and all. A good time in the Mermaid is had by one and all. A good time in the Mermaid is had by one and all.
Why don't you give us a call on 0141 356 1972? It's your show, it's your platform. Let's hear from you.
A quick question for you, Jim. What did you think when you seen the team last night?
How he was going to set up was pretty interesting.
Mm-hmm.
That was the biggest kind of takeout it was for me. Again, he's rested a few big cutters.
I mean, obviously failed the fitness test, mate, and then Raskin did not, so he protected him. Yeah, which ultimately, when you get the victory, becomes good management. If you don't get the victory, people ask questions. But last night, good management, yeah.
Aye, good management. By the way, see just over on there about injuries. Did Jenny, you see Billy Dodds going on about Sterling's previous injury where he stood in a sprinkler? Oh.
Aye.
Only odds, isn't it?
Aye, I know, mate. I thought they were meant to disappear, mate. Yeah.
Aye.
So what is that sprinkler cost? I don't know. What's Stirling on? 25? Yeah. 25.
A lot of money.
£100,000 a month. Times 8, mate. It's costing nearly £1 million, that sprinkler.
Aye.
Oh, but aye. Couldn't make it up, could you? You couldn't make it up. You know, Bridgeman, same question to you. When you seen the team last night, what was your initial reaction?
Where where's Raskin? You know, that's what I've been. Where's Raskin? Why is he not playing? You know, but they obviously had to be Negel.
Aye.
But yeah, that's the main thing I looked at, to be perfectly honest there. And I was delighted to see Senya in his subduance. It's time we started getting that guy running up and running. The big centre forward, Chermiti. You know, he's a big fella, and he doesn't. He seems to. I don't know. He seems to run into crowded positions, and he's easily pushed off the ball. Let's put it that way. And I don't know why.
Some
You know, if you get somebody
people are
6'4", imagine if I had 6'4". Oh my God, I killed people.
You
Wow,
were bad enough at 5'4".
that's what I'm saying. 6'4".
You know.
Wow.
You know, listen, I mean, people are entitled to their opinion. I was talking to my good friend Albert, and me and him seen Chamiti's performance. No polar opposites, but no far away from it, mate. You know, but I've sometimes you've got to watch Jim, and it's difficult when we're on here because we're speaking live and you're not talking to your mates, but you get a downer on a player, and even if he's a good game, you can't admit it. But I try and critique what I say, and I accepted a couple of good flicks and a couple of chists in the first half, but I thought he was non-existent in the second half. He doesn't look fit. He's never in the right position. He's like Bambi and Ice, and I don't think he looks like a natural finisher. It's and obviously the price tag and the wages aren't the boys' fault, but we're stuck with him, mate.
I was stuck with. But again, where my thing me for him comes in, they played along bottom and look for the guy to knock it on, but there's nobody within 10, 15, 20 years of him. I just think it's crazy. I thought Butland done it again last night, fired balls right through to him, but there's nobody want to join in to be that say maybe 10. There was nobody there to do it. And that's where he's getting my sympathy for, because there's nobody getting in round about him.
I get that, mate. I get that. You know, he's isolated at times. I said that at the start of the show. I get it. I'm talking about when he's got the ball, mate. I'm talking about when he's got the ball and he's looking to make things happen or he's trying to shoot. I just don't see it. As we sit at the moment, I hope I have to eat humble, but I don't think so. Bridge.
Mm-hmm. Shall we say, he's one of these guys. It looks like an enigma, footballer. It just doesn't seem to be able to play football. At the start of his term, I thought, well, he'll come on. He's young and he's going to come on when he's at match fitness into him. But you're right there. You know, when he's playing, obviously, I don't expect him to be running mad all over the park. He's just that speed, that type of speed merchant. But for goodness sake, there's times when he's not in any position at all, and he's in all the space in the world, and he sometimes can't bring the ball down. And if he goes to head the ball, sometimes he heads it right at the park. These kind of things, stupid. In my mind, they're stupid at times, you know. But then, if you're playing, at least he's managed to go and hit the ball in somewhere. But when he gets the ball and he tries to bring it down and he tries to run, he ends up running 30, 40 yards from where he was up front, and the ball came through to him. And he ends up coming way back to near the halfway line with the ball and gives it back to the centre half. And then he's got to turn and get back up there again. Now, that's not the way to play football. Surely not. Surely not.
No, I mean, don't get me wrong. We don't help any of our centre forwards with the chances, the boys, and what we're doing. You know, apart from maybe Tannadice this season, there's not been chance after chance after chance. But when you get the chance, you've got to have decent efforts, and you've also got to put yourself in a position. And when I watch him, I don't think he makes the runs as a centre forward. That's one of the biggest problems I've got, Jim.
I just don't think we're getting myself into positions. I mean, last night again, that one at Tab put till near the end, man. Jeez, oh man, there was no danger that was beating that goalkeeper. That was just one of the I hadn't hope. all that had to be done was the ball to be placed across the keeper, out the road, and it just drives the ball right out.
Aye, I thought it was a decent enough hit, but he put it where the goalie could save it, mate. Yeah. For me, if you've got to try and drill it, you've got to drill it low, or you've got to make sure the goalie doesn't see it, mate. Yeah.
Aye. I just felt it was right down his throat.
Aye, when you put it in that saving arc, mate, the saving arc where the goalie just sticks at his arms, unless you put it low when they've got to move, mate, they've got to make a dive, mate. That's that ball, but he just doesn't look natural, mate. He hit it well enough. You know, but aye, it doesn't look.
Aye.
See that shot he had, Trimiti had in the box. I agree with Jim's first statement. That ball should have been hit across the goalkeeper, low down. He was never that keeper was expecting a high shot or a high ball or a high-ish ball, so he was ready for that kind of thing. And he was going the wrong way. He was going towards the left post and stuck out his right hand and managed to save it. I just see things differently for some people. But I think Jim was absolutely 100% there. That ball should have been smashed low on the ground, right across the goalkeeper. He would never have got the ball, never, and it could have been a goal. We waste chances simply because I think he's just desperate to get a goal. Let's put it that way, as we all are. We're desperate for him to score. And there's a couple of instances over the last few games there where we've got in front of goal and we've just done nothing with it. Last night we had 3 shots and near the end of the game, and the goalkeeper saved one of them, and 2 of them now. But my goodness gracious, we end up putting the ball over the bar or smashing the box, all that nonsense, and we can't finish.
Right, come and join us. Are we being too harsh on the big man? Anybody see it different? 0141 356 1972. So what? We're trying to be realistic and positive at the same time. And you're critiquing some of the match, you're getting negative. It's a whole lot of emotions, Jim, innit?
Aye, that's football emotions, isn't it? So, but they hate you.
Aye, it's definitely been a roller coaster, and hopefully we're still going up this hill and up this hill and up this hill with this Danny Roll effect, and we keep getting results, and it keeps going on Sunday, and then we'll get 2 home games, and you're hoping we can take them, and that's that'll be a run. Another run started, a wins, and that's all you're looking for, and then we're right back in it. Again, I'll put it out there to listeners. Am I being deluded, or am I being realistic? No, I don't know what your take on it, Bridge. Yeah, if I had to get HR and get tested in the morning.
No, I think there's a good. What you said was good. We've got particularly those 2 games you mentioned. So we'll get 2 games, and to all intents and purposes, are must-wins. But we know it's difficult. We know some of the teams have been playing quite well, and well, one of them's away. Is it another one? The other one's at Ibrox. So we've got a chance to do something. And all we're looking for is 2 wins. It might sound a lot, and probably in the way things are, it probably is a lot. But for me, they're definite musts. The definite musts. We must win, and it'd be great if we could. If we could win the 2 games, brilliant. And then we're maybe back into it again. And you're showing other teams that it's possibly there, because there was points in most of the games that were played at Ibrox, particular, and we've not been playing the game. We've been playing a game, but we've not been playing the game of football, and we're Rangers, so teams are no scared days. They've lost that edge. We've not got the referees on our side, which some folk used to believe we had all the years ago. That was never true then. It's not true now. So, but we need to do it. We need to do it and do it right. And half of the times when we miss these chances, and when we miss they've got the good passes on, and we somehow or other put the ball behind the player. No. Have to do it better. Fitter, smarter, better. That's what we've got to do.
Aye. I mean, we get ourselves, we give away chances, we lose passing. It frustrates me, mate. But decision making all over the pitch is so wrong, mate. I don't think we're quite a team yet, Jim.
Yep, I 100% agree with you regarding the losing the ball, and it's again last night the big guy ended up with getting a booking with it because we gave the ball away up the top end of the park again, and they broke on him again. I don't know what the big guy Fernandes was doing. Caught the wrong side of the guy and everything. With crazy caution. But
I tell you what it is, mate. He's too close. Yeah.
Yep. Getting too tight.
He's getting too tight, and he's getting in a wrestle, and the guy, and because he's coming forward, the guy's turning, mate. All the advantage is made it forward. Yeah, so you don't need to be big to do that, mate. You just to turn them, Bridgeman. You know what I'm talking about. When somebody is leaning, you're right on top of somebody. You've nowhere to go, and it's easier for the minute just to roll you. You don't need to be big to do it.
No, you got to be strong, look. It's got to be strong.
Aye, I know, but you don't.
That's what they're trying to do. Yeah, they're trying to roll you, and it's amazing how successful they are at it. But then again, some of the players that are doing that to us are very experienced players. They've been playing this game a long time, particularly up in Scotland here, and they know a lot of the wee tricks that's needed, and where the pitches are a bit slippy, that kind of thing. They know all these things.
The 14-year-old trick, but in it.
Yeah.
It's
Absolutely.
something. When somebody gets too close to you, you just use your weight at the right time. It's not about, and then he's nowhere to go, and he's the wrong sidey because you've half spun him, and he's pulling you back. What he has to do there is take a step back and realise and use experience that he doesn't have to go and win the ball every time. That's not his job as a defender. It's to win it at the right times, and that's the decision maker. Look, I've said this before. If Danny wants me to come up and do a session for corner for them, you know what I mean? One after none, mate. I'm available, and I'll show how big Fernandes is how to defend as well. Yeah.
You fancy coming out in the 15 bit crazy?
Yeah. You're going to show me he used to play like in the yards. Aye, right, okay.
Listen, there's some of your players I think I've got a working boots on, if I'm honest.
Oh, I'll tell you.
Fox, I think you could be criteria for our fit team, mate.
I don't know if you could afford me, mate, even with a free bathroom, you know what I mean?
If you come in and show the leaks.
The only bathroom company sponsored by the Welsh Tourism Board. How's that? Big Stevenson full of leaks.
I can see I've got a phone call tonight, the one and only.
The phone call, and you accept anything else, I'm in trouble, mate.
Yeah, I hope there's no chap at the door.
Really, look, that's just a wee bit. It's all done, Bridge. Everybody's done it and playing at the back. You're that enthusiasm to go and get the ball, and you play with the heart, not with the head, and then all of a sudden you're the right side of the forward, isn't it?
Yeah. But from a defence perspective, we have to be positive in everything you do. Very positive in everything you do. And one of that is when you win the ball or the ball breaks to you, you must be able to gather the ball and do something with it, something positive, i.e. find one of your own players. And sometimes you can't go back the way because, the ball's actually broke from our defensive area forward. And they've maybe got 3 or 4 players coming into you, basically in a sort of defensive midfield. You need to be able to hold that ball. You need to be able to do what you want to do, or indeed use your head. If in doubt, put it out. But don't put it out next to the goal. Put it up the park a wee bit, on the halfway line, a good target. Just put it away out there. Gives you a bit of distance. That's the way I
All
look
right.
at it. I've always looked at that. Sorry.
Aye, we've enjoyed your Billy. Evening, Billy.
Good evening, lads. Good evening.
Hi,
Good
Billy.
evening, William. All right. Oh, it's no Sunday, mate. It's no Sunday. Aye, it was beautiful Sunday, but hopefully this Sunday. That's that's what I'm going to lead up to. I was.
I don't know why. I keep watching Oliver, Billy. He's my favourite character. Nancy. Nancy's in it. No.
Oliver, aye, that's an all you know. So it is Oliver. He hit that one, they're all porridge bowl, isn't it? Aye, but
What's yours?
aye, no bother, mate. I was just looking. I know what we're talking about for me, right? And he'll never do. Listen, people need to stop kidding themselves on with this guy, right? He'll never do as a Rangers number 9. No chance. No chance is flying there, right? And it just goes to show how poor we are, or whatever the problem is with the B team, when laddies in the B team can't get a game in front of him. That said, guys, we've been on the defence's case all season, and rightly so. Regarding different centre halves, no playing, full backs playing out of position, etc., right? Seem you look at that league table, right? They say the league table doesn't lie, and it doesn't lie, right? We've only conceded 13 goals in the league, right? Let's leave Europe and the League Cup and the Scottish Cup out of the equation, right? It's a league because that's where our bread and butter is, right? That's where we need to concentrate on, right? So we've only conceded 13 goals in the league, guys, right? Even with that turmoil, players playing out of position, etc., no her settled defence and that, right? That 13 goals that we've conceded is the same 13 goals that Hearts have conceded, by the way, right? Under the same period in the league. And it's only 2 less, i.e. Celtic own 11, right? And you know the state they're in. My problem is we're not scoring enough goals, right? And it's, we can talk about defenders, centre midfield players, etc. We're not scoring goals. And that's the bottom line here, right? Our top goal scorer, again, is James Tavernier with 7 goals. A guy who's got to be going out the club in the summer, right? We've got Gassama sitting in 6 and Majowski, who's injured and been in and out the team on 5. That's where the problem lies. I would see, we can talk about as well, guys. I know, listen, we'll score 1. I mean, used to sing that song years ago, we'll score 1 more than you. Teams like Rangers should be creating an abundance of chances, right? I mean, I was one of them, by the way. I slate at Big Dessers, guys, right? About, the chances he missed. But he was honest and he scored goals, right? But even the chances, we're not creating the same amount of chances.
No.
To even mention regarding the strikers, to give them a chance to miss them. We're not creating enough. We need to start scoring goals, eh? That's where the problem is. And Jim, I know, just talking about Sunday, mate. Actually, listen, I hope I'm wrong, and I know the gaffer's done a brilliant job, mate, regarding what he's got at his disposal, basically. But I fear for us on Sunday, I really do, for that reason. Because Tynecastle was always a hard ground to go to. They're sitting top of the league, their tails are up, etc. And we're going in there and, we could say, well, a Rangers team of old, maybe not playing that well, but we can through there, we can go and turn them out. We'll turn them out. No, I'm all for a battle cry and that, no surrendering that, and I'll always say that, but I'm concerned about Sunday because that's the reason when you take the blue blinkers off and you get the football heat on and say, listen, well, where's the goals going to come from? I can't see where the goals are going to come from. I really can't.
Funny enough, Billy, see these stats, see if you actually dissect them there, mate. It's actually Ibrox the problem is.
Well, that just shows you how poor we are then, Ox, doesn't it?
The problem's at Ibrox. So that gives me a little glimmer of blue hope for Sunday, Jim.
Aye. Billy, you must have been reading my mind, mate, because I was about to say before you came on
Don't
there.
do that, Billy. Don't do that.
No, Billy, I was actually going to bring that up about us having the second best defence in the league, even though how bad we were. But again, you're right. As we said earlier on there, the problem's no away from home. Well, I'm not saying it's not a problem away from home. It is, but it's not as bad as it is at Ibrox. And you're right. I was. He asked us what we thought when we seen that team last night, and you were like, "Where's the goals going to come from?
Mm-hmm.
Where are they still coming? Because they're not coming from enough areas in the park."
Yep. I listened to the show last night, and I think it was young Robert was talking to yourself, Locks, and he spoke about I think a similar question, mate, about the goals. Where's the goals? And the usual carry on in that. Where's the goals? Who's got to score the goals? The usual banter stuff. And young Robert hit the nail on the head there with Fernandez, you know. But I was sitting in the house last night, right? And when I seen the team and that, I went,
You didn't.
No, I didn't bet him. No,
I thought you were going to say the punt first goal scorer. Go on, carry on.
no, but I was thinking about him and Fernandez, and then I thought round about the team, and I'm like, I couldn't see where the goals were going to come from, and I even says to myself, well, maybe, you know, I fell into the trap. I'm saying to myself, well, maybe Chermiti will nick a goal here, something, no, it'll bounce off him or something like that. And I went, no, there's no chance that's happening, because he doesn't even get himself into positions for that to happen. You know what I mean? And then I looked through the rest of the team, right? You know, and I'm saying to myself, well, who's got it in them to, you know, to make some out of nothing? And I went, oh, well, we maybe got a goal with Mikey Moore. You know, he's a chance of scoring. Young Curtis maybe had a chance of scoring, but I looked at the rest and I went, there's no goals coming for it anywhere else in that team. Nowhere. I says, and if, you know, you're talking about players on the bench, and one of them's your top goal scorer and he's a right back. It's absolutely crazy, man. You know, Danilo, you know, and then that other big daddy, I know, man. I don't know how he's getting in the team. That's another back to what I was talking about earlier on there. How can guys like O'Dowell even sit on the bench in front of the laddies in the B team? You know, it's
There's no B team at the moment, Billy. They're all out on loan. But what I will say, I'm going to turn the question on you and ask you this question then, mate, right? Right, it's not a trick, and I'm not trying to be smart. Would you need to get in the B team?
no.
You've answered my question, mate. You're talking about the players going the other way. That's how poor the recruitment's been. Bridgman.
Yeah, I'm 100% agreeing. It's very poor. It's very poor. I've been saying for the last few while now that boy Chermiti should be in our youth team. That's what he should be. He should be in a team below in order to get the games, to get sort of match fit. What the players used to do, even if it was just bounce games nowadays, you know, just get them in there and get them bounced up, because there is absolutely nowhere any coach in our club that can honestly say that they think that guy is a really good player. The price tag on him that we paid money for, I'm sorry to say, based on what we've seen, and I've been very sympathetic and let him in, he's young laddie, you know, blah, blah, blah. But the truth is, it just isn't showing it. The chances we're creating, or the passes we're getting through to him, some of them are getting there. So there's a percentage of balls going through there that allows him a chance. He's scored a couple of goals, so can't argue with that, the ones he scored. But the truth is, we're scoring a lot more. Now, if he can't score goals with the passes we're putting in now, then we're in a bit of trouble. We need to smarten up and get more balls into him. You know, the usual, we need to get the ball across, make the chance so that the guy can put the ball in the net. That's what we should be doing. But when we do make a chance, at the present moment, it doesn't look as if he knows where he's going to get the ball, and when he gets it, what am I going to do with it? Because he just seems to be blasting out, and I dare say sometime he's going to you're going to rupture a muscle or something like that because you're trying to hit the ball that hard. It's surely for a guy, when the money we paid for him, surely the quality of the player should be a lot more than it is, a lot higher than it is. And I'm afraid to say we have to do something about it. I don't know what it is, but we need to get that guy playing 90 minutes of football over for 6 weeks. However we do it, bounce matches, do what you want to do, but we've got to get some of the players that we are bringing off the bench. They're not getting games, so there's no way they can say they're match fit. So, in my opinion, they should be having bounce games with these guys playing, and let's see how it takes us. That smartens their game up. That's my opinion on that.
Listen, I don't think the raw tools are there. I don't think his movement's there. I think if you put the ball early in the box, he's not in the centre forward position. He's not getting himself a dozen tap-ins a season, mate. I don't see the instinct. I don't see the bringing players into the game. I don't see somebody that's going to go into the back post and come in and lean on the fullback and get yourself some easy goals with that frame. Against the smaller players peeling off. I don't see the game intelligence, and I don't see how we signed them, mate. It's criminal. That's only my take on it, Billy, and I don't want to get personal with the big boy because it's nothing personal. It's we're only critiquing what we're seeing as a football player.
Aye, of course. Listen, it's all there's a massive difference. I'm a great believer in this, guys. There's a massive difference in constructive criticism and just abuse. You know, there's a massive difference in it. You know, and we're being constructive here. Obviously, we want the guy to do well because he's representing what we believe in. He's representing your football club. So you want every person that dons that jersey, you know, to go out in that park and do the business for Glasgow Rangers. It's the same when you put the tap on yourselves when you get into the house. How you look in the mirror, and you look back in that mirror, and you're proud to wear that tap. That's who we are, you know. But listen, the wee chuckle there to myself with Bridge, brilliant Bridge. You know, match fitness. Listen, you can hear it, and I completely understand that. You know, we played football at a good level, mate. You know, and match fitness is all in well, but you're bang on Teox. He's not got the raw tools, mate. He's not got them, you know. But I'm going to myself as well. Where does the laddie? Somebody must have seen something in him somewhere. What age is he? 20, 21-year-old. So somebody must have seen something in him somewhere to come up.
Here's what I think, mate.
To come through the ranks, Ox. You know, wherever he's been in Portugal, etc. But
he's basically been that size at 15, 16, scored a barrel load of goals, and somebody's thinking, take them. Somebody's died back for the Premiership to get them, mate, because they'll do that projects on decent money, yeah. And then we'll fell for it, mate. We'll fell for it.
Is it? Well, listen. See, when you look back in Ox, right? I think he's since 2021. I think he's scored a maximum of 7 goals. In 2021, mate, that's been wherever he's been at, Glasgow Rangers, out on loan, etc., coming there, gone there, playing with that. I think I'm sure it's only 7 goals he scored, mate. That's honking, absolutely honking. So how can you possibly give a guy a £10 million price tag that's only scored 7 goals? You know, it makes no sense unless the laddies maybe, you know, you'll know yourselves, guys, played football and that. Some people can't make a step up. He's back to what you said, Docs. You could possibly be 100% bang on the money when you turn around and you say, well, maybe he scored goals when he was playing in under 16s, and somebody said, hey, listen, this laddie's got something about him. But, you know, and he can't make that final step. You know, how many players at Rangers, for talking's sake, laddies have made come through the ranks? There are a million of them.
There's one in every pub. In fact, we have one on every show.
Aye. There's you know how many players have come through the ranks at Rangers, for talking's sake, and never made it. Never, you know, and not just laddies, by the way. Top players that came with a reputation, and they've never cut it at Rangers because they're just they can't handle the weight of the jersey. You know, but you've got to be realistic as well and say, right, listen, because other players that's come, right, they've maybe came with different couple of teams through Britain, Europe, etc., South America, and they've been cracking football players, and they've came to Rangers and they've no cut it. But at least you can say, well, listen, that guy had it when he played with them, you know. But this guy, Big Chernity, he's came here, you know, and he's done absolutely nothing since 2021, and we've shoveled out 8, 9, 10 million pounds worth of Rangers cash plus wages on him. You know, it's absolutely ludicrous, mate. But the big man, listen, he'll need to here. There's two ways this will go here. He'll either wake up in the morning and he'll go on and prove everybody wrong, and I'll eat my words and I'll come on this show, you know, in the summertime and say, Ken, what, I was wrong about the big guy. You know, there he scored 25 goals. Or he will just fade away into the distance and you'll never hear from him again, like the Franny Jeffers and all that of this world. Look at him at Fox in the Box and all that. Remember they guys with the reputation they came to with Rangers, you know, and they never cut it either, but at least they had something to bring to the table. This guy brings nothing to he brings nothing to the party. Nothing. You know what I mean? He's like one of the boys years ago when you went to hug my neighbour and you bounced into somebody in the street and they, where are you going, pal? I'm going to such and such house for a drink. Oh, aye, Mon, you going? Aye, no bother. You got a kid out with you, no? Well, that's all right, mate. I'll give you a couple of cans. Mon, in you come. That's like one of the ones, isn't it? He brings nothing to the party, guys. Nothing, as far as I'm concerned. Nothing.
See if I was a scout at football, mate, I know they have all the statistics and all that, and Jim and Bridgman can remember this as well. If I was a scout and I was signing somebody like him, I would say, would I be looking at him with his ability if he was 5'4"? And I think I know what the answer was. Just on ability.
Mm-hmm.
You know, I'm not saying you shouldn't sign big players, because there's times when we have been bullied, and there's a place for big players. You know that but they have to have the ability. If I was signing him on ability, would I sign him if he was 5'4"? Jim?
No chance. You knew it was coming in, boy.
No. I'm
No
being
chance.
honest, mate. I'm being honest, and it's hard. It's hard when you're looking at a boy that's 5'4" and you don't know if he's going to be 6'2" or 5'7", mate. I get that when somebody's 13. You might look at the family, you might look at all that. That's a different thing. But we've signed him for a Premiership club, mate. And what and that was it's criminal, and it's took a big hole out of our budget and left us short. You know, and the guys he's contributed. He scored 1 goal. Fernandez, who's nobody great, it cost us points at times. Has scored 3 times as many goals as he had. It's mental, Bridge, isn't it?
Oh, aye. The whole thing's just mental when you think about it. It's just Glasgow Rangers we're talking about. This is our club. Our club. We're talking about them like this. We're shall we say, we're actually blaming the company, the company that runs Rangers, for not putting enough money in, or not being careful enough with the money they spent. Because if they spent money on Chermiti, I'm sure I have to be honest to say it's probably water down the drain. That's what I would say, and a few others. They've spent some money on that boy, I think, from Wolves, although he's only on loan. I think there was a contract involved in it, and that's cost a lot of money eventually, I can assure you. But that guy's still in the team, but he's still operating at his best, let's put it that way. And I think he was with Wolves for a short time, if not. I don't think he was a first-team player, but he was with Wolves. So, but all these things that we're seeing, we should be beyond that now as a club. We should not be interested in what players come from other clubs. We should be bringing club players into the clubs. Here we are, near a couple of days from Christmas, basically, and we still haven't got a director of football. I find that horrendous, absolutely horrendous. I'm not being funny. So I'm barking up the wrong tree when I say these things, but I just don't understand. I know it takes time to get people, but for God's sake, it's Glasgow Rangers. The club alone would tell people that they want to come and work for us. I don't know if they do. That's the trouble I've got in it now. I don't know if they do. So we've got a temporary CEO. and we've not got a director of football. So who's going to be buying the players? Who's going to be selecting the players? So we're going to say, we're going to take the boy, our manager, that will probably have to do it. And have we got enough trust in our manager? Because he's only been here two or 3 months. So have we got enough trust in him to be able to go out and spend a couple of £1 million? I don't know. Maybe it's too much to. Sorry.
If you have a director of football, mate, and he recruits the players, mate, there's a guarantee. There's no guarantee. I don't know if this director of football thing is the be all and end all. I really don't. I've
no, but I'm just from the structure of our club.
I get the structure, I understand it, mate, but I think it was Albert a few weeks ago pointed out how many directors have we got? Ibrox director of this, director of that. When you used to have, you know what I mean? The only director we used to have was the director of ceremonies. You know, and we've got that many directors who aren't on the board, mate. It's just mental, man. Yeah, and let's be honest, they'll all be on big bucks.
Yeah, but at the same time, we've got to remember that the people who are running the club, i.e. the Yanks, they're the ones that have put in this structure, and they've set all that up, where it's a CEO and a director of football, and he picks the manager, and so on and so forth, and the players. So somewhere along the line, we have to either be following that or not. Officially, I mean. So they must come in and say, now we're not only about a director of football, we'll let the manager do the business. Okay. Then him and the manager is going to have to say, right, let's talk about a better package for the manager, because that's a huge responsibility. Because that's the way they see it. I don't really know. I don't really understand it all myself. Coming through with people like Scott Simon and up to the late great Walter Smith, there, you know, that was the manager of the club. They ran it, top to bottom. They ran it, and that was all there was to it. They were the people. They are the people, and that was it. So they had all. Obviously, the chairman had a bigger job than them, but it's just we're changing, and we've changed in the last 7 months or so with the Americans coming in, and they've put some money in, and they'll be running it their way. And based on what we know, they want a director of football. Well, good luck to them.
Well, they did want a director of football. They did,
yeah.
Agreed.
I definitely agree with you. I agree with you, pal.
Anyway, we've been joined by Bob J. Good evening, Bob J.
Evening. How we all doing? All right.
All right, mate.
That's good, mate. I just thought I'd call in for the last sort of 20 minutes. It's good to be where we are, considering where we were at the start of the season. There's a fundamental change there. And, a couple of hard games coming up, but another couple of wins, and we're right back in the mix here, lads. That was a hard slog last night, as we said last night, Hawks, but we made it. Mr. Gray turning around today and saying that he thought that the Hibs were the better team and all that, and I disagreed with him there. But the club's doing a lot better.
They were a better team for the first half of the hour, mate.
Well, they were. I suppose. Well, they were. We're thinking back, they were. But the only time that they came near us, there was some Barn. Was it Barn that cleared off the line, or Sterling? It was Barn, wasn't it?
Sterling.
I can understand they two mixed up, Connor Barron and Dejon Sterling.
Yeah. Like I keep telling you about that memory of mine. So there you go. I had to go up to the doctor today. I'm really pleased that that we are where we are, that we're back in contention for this league again. So the past 2 or 3 weeks, the downturn in the conversations, but it's a wee bit more optimistic now. So let's just get on with it.
Listen, I'm not saying we're back in it, because obviously we're still sitting where we're sitting, mate. But if we win on Sunday, mate, in 9 games, we'll have took 10 points out of Hearts. They'll have took 13, and we'll have took 23. Billy, yeah? So you've got to say you're in it.
We've got to just keep winning games of football. That's all, as
Correct.
Bridges bang on and all. You just keep taking. You know, it's all right for us to say, we've got Celtic in January, we've got this to play, we've got that to play. You know, as a professional football player, the next game's always the most important. Bridges 1,000,000% correct. The next game's always the biggest game. It doesn't matter if it's Alaba down the park or Barcelona. You concentrate in your next game. You know, that's how you win games of football. And listen, we keep winning games of football, you keep building confidence, you know. And I don't care, mate. Listen, I don't care. You know, the fancy football will come when you get better football. Excuse me, you get better footballers in your club. But if it's going to take us to watch rank rotten football and scrape 1-0s to the end of the season and Glasgow Rangers are champions, that'll do for me, like, you know, because when you look back in 20 years from now, if we're still here, nobody will remember how poor we played throughout the season. They'll remember the title. You know, that's how football works, guys. You know, I was just doing a wee chuckle to myself here when we were talking about the football and that. So I remember, we're obviously talking about Big Jermeety and that, right? I remember us sitting in the Copeland with me and our Billy, right? And there were two old fellas sitting just to the side of us, right? And the bonnet's not on, right? Proper old Ranger school, right? And big John Daly was playing the Rangers at the time, right? And he came through, right? And he missed an absolute howler, right? And I mean an absolute howler, right? And our Billy turned around and he says, "For F's sake, Dad," he says, "John Daly," he says, "you'd be better with Arthur Daly," right? No, you mind her, right? And see, I burst out laughing, right? And the two old boys, you could see the shooters not starting to chuckle away. And they'd be like, "You're effing right there, big man, because he's effing dire, eh?" You know, it's an absolute belter. But that's where we are. You know what I mean? When you look back, you've got Kevin Kyle, we had John Daly, you know, and now we've got Chermiti getting 10 million quid. Oh, it's mental, mate. Absolutely mental, so it is. But regarding the director of football, you know, I'm not a great lover in it myself. But I do know and understand the role he's got to play at the club to oversee things, and I totally get that. I totally understand that management sense, you know. But the manager for me is always got to have the final say. He identifies the players and he pulls the trigger on them, you know, because it's his job. It's on the line. That's the bottom line here. But and then you're talking about a director of football, a director of this and a director of that. I think it's just a director for the sake of being a director. This guy's a director for he's a director of director and something, you know. You know what I mean? It's mental. It's absolutely mental. Eh?
Aye. Listen,
Bob,
Bob
can I
Jay,
come in
how
here
was
just
the
now,
seat?
please?
Aye, on you go, Jim, before I
Bob,
go to Bob Jay, mate.
Can I duck here? All right, if I duck out here now, if you don't mind.
Oh, aye.
Can you hear me
You've had a
clearly?
better offer. We fully understand, mate.
Aye.
You've had a better offer.
Is that
You
that
got
okay,
your
aye?
shift, brother. We speak
Yeah,
to you
well,
soon,
okay.
mate, all right?
Guys, I'll
Okay.
speak to you later.
Cheers,
Okay,
bro.
thanks very much for having me on tonight, boys. Thank you. Hope
Oh,
you're listening. And cheers.
cheers,
Thank you.
mate. Bob Jay, how was the bench today?
How's the what? Sorry, Ox.
How was the bench today? When you were sitting there with the dog and everybody was trying to have a go at the Rangers.
I didn't go up the day. I didn't got one or two things today. As I said, I was at the doctor today.
All right.
But
All right.
well, you tell me to stand at the window and stick my tongue out. I said, "Well, that helped me." He said, "No, I didn't like having across the road." Anyway, no, I didn't go up today. I'll go up maybe tomorrow, and I'll see all these these football supporters that bypass me. But I know that friend of mine that does support the Hibs will tell me that Hibs should have had 5 penalties and Rangers were offside and Hibs were the better team and yeah. That's what I'll do. So I will go up to the aforementioned bench and listen to them all because it's like that up that tune. Eh? You know, obviously the community is dominant. Like every community is dominated by the old firm. So I'll hear it all.
I did feel that Hibs were dominant for the half an hour. I think that if they're honest, as soon as we got the goal in the vast majority of the second half, you know, to the last 10 minutes, and obviously the bit of injury time. Hibs weren't in the second half. All right, we weren't making chance after chance, but we had opportunities to make chances, just no dare it, Billy. You know, and if we'd have got the second goal, the game would have been done.
Aye, of course it would. I thought that myself, the way I should start, Hibs start at the brighter of the two teams, you know. They had the draw in the back foot and that for a wee while and that, you know, and we were chasing shadows for a wee while, but we settled down in that, you know. I think the big turning point in the game was when Barden cleared the ball off the line, Big Sterling cleared the ball.
Right, yeah.
When he cleared the ball off the line, I think that was a turning point in the game. You know, we got away with one there, like, you know, and we kicked on for that. Were we brilliant over the rest of the game? Nah, no really, mate. But listen, it's all about just winning games of football. You know that yourself. We won the game. Listen, I would rather come on the show, or rather Paul's come on the show, or rather boys in the pub or whatever, moan about we never played well and we got the 3 points, than mump and moan and took nothing for the game. You know, there's a massive difference. We got the 3 points, we got the job done. That's the bottom line. We move on to the next game, you know, and we'll see where that takes us, you know.
I take the same performance and result on Sunday, mate.
All day long, Ox. All day long, mate.
I might not enjoy watching it, but I'd still take that.
It is a share watch. That's what I'm saying. It is a share watch, you know. But listen, we can tolerate a share watch as long as we win. It's all about winning games of football, mate. That's what football's all about. You get there to win. You get there to win and get your all way. And if you get yourself over the line, get the 3 points, then that's what matters, you know. As I said, you build on the success, you build on the platform when you win games of football. You know that the good football come and you start to, the confidence starts to go through the team and you get on to winning games constantly. You know, that's when the confidence comes.
Just on another note, how many times did that boy Bowie just run into people last night?
David Bowie?
No, the boy playing up front for them.
No, listen, they get away with it all the
2
time.
red cards last night.
Oh, listen, what's that referee's name again? I get mixed up.
Don
Honestly.
Robertson.
Don Robertson. Honestly, he's. I see all these referees that get fast tracked through the system and that. You know, we're reaping Scottish football is reaping the rewards, aren't they? You know, SFA, fast track team, and I know that for a fact because my mate was a professional referee way back in the 90s. You know, so I know for a fact what happened, and that's the state of the football referees are in the now. But that said, listen, foul. You've got other guys here, like, you know, back to the big Chermiti boy, get shoved off the ball again and all that. And you look at the standard of the referee and you say to yourself, well, hold on now, mate. If this guy's coming up playing up front for Hibs and he's fouling but that's not a foul. And then there's one comes through a Rangers player and it is a foul. Where's
Consistency.
The consistency, aye, that's what the word I was looking for. Where's the consistency in your refereeing, mate? You know, it doesn't matter if you're fast tracked or no. A spade's a spade. It's either a foul or it's not a foul. One can't be a foul and the other one isn't. You know, it doesn't work like that. It's either a foul or it's no. Simple as that. You know,
I think you've got to say a shovel's a shovel now, Billy. Aye.
Sometimes you need to stop digging, eh?
You know, but I listen. I get it. I mean, look, I was interested to watch the boy that they signed for Dundee that was meant to be coming for us. I looked at them. Obviously, there's been talk about them in the Scottish press, and I didn't think they were brilliant. I didn't think they were Hibs' best players last night. You know, and when they were in and talk without creating a lot, let's really be honest about it. You know, they didn't. It wasn't as if they were causing us problems. They had a lot of the ball in the middle of the park because we had a new team out. It was a totally new team. Stirling's not played with any of them, you know. Mikey Moore's come in. Aaron's is playing in a strange position. Chermiti's, let's be honest, he's not started that many games. You know, so we pretty much a new team out. So it was, if you think back, it wasn't surprising it took us a wee while to get a grips in again. And I gave Hibs were in tap the first half an hour, but he's deluded if he think they were a better team than the piece. Because the rest of that's first half, and the vast majority of the second half, Rangers were by far the better team, by far, without being outstanding.
I've just look, just as you were speaking there, Oxy, I was just scanning through the. I'm just got to put that one to bed, right? The Hibs were the better team, right? At 51 to 49% Rangers, right? Shots, total shots, 19 Rangers, 8 for Hibs. Shots on target, 8 for Rangers, 3 for Hibs. Big chances, 2 for Rangers, 1. 2-1 for Rangers, right? This is one. Accurate passes in the game. Rangers 356 passes in total for 87% of the game. Hibs 316 for 82% of the game. So the last time I went to the school, 356 and 87% was a hell of a lot more than 316 and 82%. And when the last time I went to the school as well, troops, 51 was more than 49 and 19 shots was more than 8. You know, so if that guy thinks Hibs were the better team, you know, or the full period, the total football match for 90 minutes plus minutes, then I suggest he maybe take up dominoes or Kerplunk or what's that other one that manager is playing? Hang me 4.
Ludo.
Connect
4, aye. He should maybe go and sit in the dugout at Parkhead and play Connect 4, aye.
Let's hope he gets Connect 4 tomorrow night, mate.
You're right there. Aye, definitely.
Anyway, we've reached that time of the evening. Last word for your good self, Bob J.
Aye, thanks for coming in again, Ox. Most enjoyable as usual. And I'll go up the tour and I'll get all our opinions through. No doubt Hibs will still be the better team. Well, we came out with the result, no them. Bridge, I heard you talking about Scott Simon earlier on. Here an exceptional amount of players that were brilliant. They just went out and enjoyed themselves, won games. Walter, well, it was a different era with him. Had a great side. Hopefully this man can get us back to being a really good side again. I've got every faith in him and I think he will. Anyway, all the best for the moment, lads, and I'll catch you all later on in the week.
Cheers, Bob J. Billy.
Thanks very much for taking my call, Ox. Appreciated, mate. I'll need to get off this couch now, mate, because the dog's doing the deed play up aside this year. He's lying upside down. When I get through, I'm going to try and get a bit of chicken. I know a song that's got a bit of chicken in it, right enough. But he'll be right at the back of me. He'll not be upside down for long, mate. But thanks very much for taking my call, and I'm looking forward to the game on Sunday. Good night, folks, and we are the people. Cheers.
Cheers, Billy Boy. Bridgeman.
Well, what can I say, Ox? What a fantastic night. I thoroughly enjoyed it. Brilliant discussions. Great people on the show. And I mean, it really, really enjoyable. I hope everybody enjoyed it and take part in shows to come. Can I just say to yourself, Ox, thank you. And of course, Jim for coming in at the start and the techie boys in the background. And to all the Rangers fans listening in all over the world, come on. Remember, this is our team. Remember. Big game coming up at the weekend. Biggest game of the season. Now we need to go there and do things. So everybody, keep it going for the Rangers, because if you only need us, keep it going.
Well, thanks to Bob Jeff for joining us, of course, with Billy. Thanks to Jim and Bridge for doing the show. Fox and Old School Blue for doing the technicals. This has been Rangers Radio. We'll be back tomorrow night between 8 and 10 talking about all things Rangers. Thanks for listening. Take it away, Old School Blue.